Thanks for watching Rocket City Motors. Make sure to check out the video description for part numbers, kit part numbers, and related information regarding this video's content. If the video helped you, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button for me. Thanks for watching. It may be rather hard to see, but up there at the top you can see the slot going left to right that the roller pin on the drive shaft has to pass through in order to let the drive shaft to fully engage in the power head. Right here close to us you can see on the top the brass fitting that the shift rod slides into. You can see there's a top bolt and then a missing second bottom bolt. The second bottom bolt is what we remove to release the shift rod from the lower unit. Right below it is a copper tube pipe. That pipe also slides in the top of the impeller housing, and that's where the water goes from the impeller up to the power head to cool your motor. There's four things that have to get aligned to reinstall the lower unit. The roller pin, and then you have to get the drive shaft to engage into the power head by aligning the splines. And then you have to get the shift rod linkage back into the brass fitting and tighten down, and you have to make sure that the water pump tube is aligned and is properly seated in the impeller housing. Before reinstalling the lower unit, I like to make sure that the shift rod linkage is in the forward gear position, and you can do that with a pair of needle nose and making sure that the shift rod linkage in the lower unit is pulled completely up. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure the pin, the roller pin, is aligned properly, and then you're going to want to slide it in there gently. This is where the copper tube is going to go, and this shift rod linkage is going to slide into this brass fitting here. You can see a little bit of recessed here, or a neck down section on the shift linkage. That is where the bolt is going to ride and catch inside of this brass fitting. So this bolt is actually going to rest within that neck down region, and that's what's going to connect the brass fitting to this shift linkage. So you want to just slide it up in there. When you get close, you want to make sure that the copper tube goes into the impeller housing part correctly, and you're going to want to pull your shift rod forward, or your shifter forward, and make sure that the shift rod linkage, the lower unit side, is still in the forward position, and then slide it on up in there. Now here it slid up in there perfectly. You can see that I can go ahead and slide it and seat it, but in the event it doesn't want to do that, you can take one hand, hold your lower unit, take your other hand and grab the flywheel and kind of twist it back and forth, and that would allow the splines to align easily, and it should go in rather easily once you twist the lower unit or the flywheel back and forth. Alright, now in order to align the brass shift rod on the shift linkage in the lower unit, you can hold the lower unit up with one hand, grab your shifter with the other, and slide it, align it, and slide it over the shift rod. Next, what I like to do is either with a pair of needle nose pliers or with a magnetic screwdriver would be optimal. You can take the needle nose and slide the screw in to its initial position, slide it up a little further, and then give it a nudge, and it should go right in. Once it's initially seated, you can get a screwdriver in there and finish it the rest of the way. You want to make sure to get this connection tight, because if it's not, you could wear that brass fitting out and your motor could want to jump out of gear. Once you got everything else tightened down, just line it on up and reinstall the 4 main bolts. Once you have it installed, you want to test it out and make sure that neutral works. Forward, neutral again, reverse, and it's good to go. In this video, we removed the lower unit oil from the lower unit, so if we were to want to go back out and use this motor, we would need to put lower unit oil back in before we use the motor. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe and the like button, and check the video description for more information. Thanks.